crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Hey guys, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com. Just a quick update on what's going on in California. Let's see if we can get back to work. Even though the leftist criminal heads of government are absolutely clueless. Absolutely clueless. You know why? I'll talk about this in a second, but they are not laying off people. Start laying off their coworkers, and then all of a sudden the government will flip on the dime and say, oh my God, everybody has to get back to work. You should start with saying to the governor, hey, you're laid off. Your service is no longer needed and we can't afford you because we're not pulling any tax revenue. Start from the top and go down. See how fast they open up if you start laying off their friends and family who work for them in the government. Yes, family nepotism is gigantic in government. Ridiculously gigantic in government. They know what a cushy deal it is. Nobody is getting fired in the California government. As a matter of fact, it's the exact opposite, even though they're out of money. And they refuse to open up anything. The worst is in Los Angeles. Los Angeles lockdown confusion continues as beaches reopen, curbside retail resume. Curbside retail, really? That's ridiculous. And U.S. in Mercy hospitals set sail, but masks are made mandatory after the mayor's bleak warning the city will stay closed until there is a cure. Stay closed until there is a cure. The only reason we went on lockdown, is just said you needed time to flatten the curve so that the hospitals wouldn't get overrun, and that's when most of the deaths would occur. And we agreed to that for some reason. I go back and forth. I know it's the real deal. It's a bioweapon that was released on humanity, but at the same time, it's only the sick and elderly who are dying. And it was probably all for naught. But it's already done. It should have been, we should have gone back to work a long time ago. Curbside retail. Who in the hell is going to do curbside retail? Nobody. What does that mean? No, you can't go shopping. A retail store open just for pickup. I'm going to just use the internet. There's no reason for opening shops right now, right? If you don't want to open them, don't open them. But everything should be open. And if you feel like you're going to get sick, if you feel like you're going to die, stay home. Don't go out. Lock your door. We have to get business up and going. And that's the most interesting thing is these mayors and governors and people who work for the health services of the government. Do you know where your money comes from? Do you know where a paycheck comes from? It comes from the very same people you're saying stay home and not work. The only reason they're saying it is because their jobs are just fine. They can go to the federal government and beg for more money. Oh, we need more money. It's for the people. No, it's so your aunt, uncle, sister, brother, cousin can still keep their job within the government. Start laying off government workers. Let's see how fast that opens up the economy, California. It is crazy. Despite all the positive indicators of progress, county and city officials earlier sparked hysteria by saying things should stay closed for another 3 months. They are not out of a job. Let's put them out of a job and then ask them, how long should we stay closed? They will flip instantly. They'll say, okay, we're ready to open up. Just be careful. LA Mayor Eric Garcetti even suggested that the city would not reopen until there was a coronavirus cure. Stop paying your taxes, people. See how fast our government employees say, let's get back to work if it affects them. If their golden parachute pension is gone. Let's see how fast that affects them. It is insane. Gavin Newsome faces jaw-dropping unemployment, requiring more federal loans, Newsome says. You don't have money, Gavin? Well, why not put people back to work? We should not give any states any money until they start laying off their own employees. That's where the money is saved. There should 35 million people work directly or indirectly for the U.S. governments around state government, local government. 35 million. Over 10% work directly or indirectly as contractors. That's ridiculous. You think our founding fathers wanted that when they created our country? No, it's the exact opposite. Federal government should be tiny, with very limited power, limited to the Constitution. State governments should be tiny. They're going to tax the crap out of everybody. California already does, and it's getting worse. People are moving out. Governor Gavin Newsome says that unemployment in California amid the COVID-19 pandemic has far exceeded what it was during the Great Recession, with 4.7 million people filing for jobless benefits, requiring the state to borrow billions of dollars more from the federal government to cover the claim. There's two ways to balance your budget, Gavin. One is to borrow money and to go into debt. Number two is to fire employees. 50% of California government employees should be let go. 50%. No, keep all the police, keep all the nurses. Absolutely. The fire, well, nurses are not public. The teachers, get rid of the bureaucrats in Sacramento. Get rid of their friends and family that work for them, and let's see how fast we can open up California. The state will have to borrow much of the money from the federal trust fund that keeps states jobless, that covers jobless benefits in times of recession. These unemployment numbers are jaw-dropping, Newsome said. We are at a time that is simply unprecedented. These are not normal numbers, Newsome said. These are simply without precedent. We'll put people back to work. You're not letting them go to work. You're destroying the very thing that pays you and your family off. A decades-old program that allows states to borrow money from the federal trust fund for unemployment, with the money paid back over a number of years by higher employer taxes. Of course they're going to tax you more and more. Newsome won't fire his government employees. We're just going to tax you, the people who actually do the work, more and more. So when you get back to work, you're going to make less money because Newsome needs to keep his employees. The state will likely need to borrow tens of billions of dollars, resulting in significant future annual interest payments until the loans are repaid. Annual interest, who gets the interest? The banks, of course. It is insane. It has gone insane. And here's something very scary. Space Force Wing Commander dies at Peterson Air Force Base. Remember the Space Force that Trump created. These are the things I see in my night vision goggles. We have a huge presence in space. As a matter of fact, this guy's from the 21st Division of the Space Force. Who knew there was 21 divisions of the Space Wing? Air Force Colonel Thomas Falzano, who commanded the service's 21st Space Wing, was found dead Tuesday at his home on Patterson Air Force Base in Colorado, service officials said Wednesday. The Air Force has opened an investigation into Falzano's death, but initial indications show he likely died of natural causes. Sure, officials said in a statement. Falzano, 47 years old, was not believed to have contracted the coronavirus. As the leader of the 21st Space Wing, Falzano was also the senior commander for Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado Springs by the nearby Cheyenne Mountain Air Force Station. The wing and the two installations are crucial to space-based operations, which he led for the Air Force since July of 2019 and for the Space Force since December. Trump, you better find out what's going on with this. Air Force officials on Wednesday described Falzano as a talented space officer who was expected to become a general officer, likely in the Space Force. Space Force General J. Raymond, the chief of space operations, said Falzano's death was, quote, tragic for the Air Force and Space Force. Before taking command of the 21st Space Wing, Falzano spent a year working as Raymond's executive officer at the former Air Force Space Command, which has since morphed into the headquarters of the Space Force. Tom was an incredible leader, mentor, and friend who will be remembered for his warm personality and dedication to his nation. Our heartfelt condolences, prayers go to his family, friends, and all members of the 21st Space Wing. Check this out. The 21st Space Wing Vice Commander, Colonel Sam Johnson, who took command of the unit Tuesday, described his late boss as, quote, a fearless leader who will be sorely missed. I want to know what happened to this. And I hope good guys in Trump are taking care of that. Because it does, 47-year-olds just don't keel over and die. Very rare. And if you haven't seen it yet, go to roadroo.com. I have posted part 2 of the discussion I had with Will Lair. It is entitled, There's Nothing to Fear in Year Zero. It is a discussion on spirituality and the spiritual wars that are going on. And I love this picture of the dark demon coming to get this little girl, and she's got this little sword. Yes, we might seem like we're puny among, fighting aliens and dark spirits and souls and the Anunnaki and all that, but we are much more powerful than we think we are. Much more powerful. We are eternal beings living a physical presence for a little while, just a little bit here, and we can tap into our spiritual side, and nothing can defeat us. And we will not go down to Dick Allgire's dark army. It's not Dick Allgire's. I love Dick to death. He just got sucked down the dark army hole. On the spiritual realm, they're nothing. They're ridiculous. Good always triumphs over evil in the end. And we will triumph. And we will win this battle. And we will go on to better battles and even more difficult battles. Next 2 years are going to be very difficult for everybody here on planet Earth. Experiencing this just for a little short time. Some of us might live to 100. In the realm of everything, it's nothing. In the realm of the amount of lifetimes that you've had before, the amount of times your soul, your spirit has spent here on planet Earth, nothing. This is Bix Weir, roadroo.com. Talk to you later.